Why Australia? They have post-study work, right? After their studies, that means whoever who's studying undergraduate or postgraduate program, they will get minimum 2 years of post-study work, right? This is an open work permit there where they can work unlimited and in any field. And also during the studies, they are allowed to do part-time work opportunities, which is 24 hours per week. And the minimum wage for part-time work is $24.1.
I'm company with Rohit Mehra, right? If I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
yes.
And Chirath Chandrasena.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Indonesian time, 7:30 right now. And yes, we talk closely about the Australia, right? Why
Yes.
Australia?
Yes.
Australia right now is means they still open up, give opportunity, especially if Indonesia, they're level 1. So far that I know, right? I think they have a good impact or any changing regulations and what happened in Australia. So without further ado, I will pass to you, Rohit, and Chirath, also Umi, to explain more about and explore about how to study and what university or TAFE that they give us a lot of informations, and also for work part after finish the study, students can do work over there or any kind of informations that we want to know from you guys. So
Yep.
go ahead with that. Thank you. And
Thank you.
bro and sister, after you explain about the Australia, maybe bro and sis can give a Q&A and then drop the questions, and Chirath will answer it, right?
Yep.
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 And
Perfect.
also Rohit can also help too.
Yep,
So go
surely.
ahead.
But I will just kick start with introducing us.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for having us today to talk about Australia as a destination. Myself, Rohit, have been into the industry for about 17 years now, managing a very similar work that you have been doing, recruitment student. Australia has always been my first love because of beautiful weather and, of course, whatnot. Chirath is there with me. He probably be a better source than me in the order to give more details around it. But I based out of India. I'm managing Destination Australia for ApplyBoard globally. I have my colleague Chirath based out of Sri Lanka, Colombo, and he's responsible to take care of the destination globally too. There are some part of the parcels because he's brilliant in terms of driving all these webinars, and I thought, who would be better than him to, give more details about Australia. So I'm gonna pass that baton to Chirath, who's gonna give you more details about Australia, and I'll be around in the order to, give you
Okay.
snips and bits in between. All right.
Sure.
Chirath, over to
Thanks.
you, buddy.
Okay.
Go
Thanks,
ahead.
Rohit. So we'll
Is it me or?
Oh, is it disconnected from Chirath? Yeah, because I'm not here from.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
just coming back. Hold it for a second.
it's okay. Yeah.
Chirath, it looks
webinar
like
to
your
so we'll,
internet is freezing.
just give me a minute.
Better now. Go on, buddy.
Can you hear me now?
Crystal clear.
Perfect. So we'll
Yeah.
discuss
Yes.
why
Yes,
Australia,
Chirath.
like
Go
what
ahead.
are the benefits studying in Australia, like while studying and after studying also, and then the universities and programs that you can focus on, which are the more focused areas in Australia. Then we'll talk about a little bit about the application process, and then finally we'll move to Q&A session, and I think Andrew can help us, getting some questions into the chat box while we do the presentation. And also, if any of you need any clarification during the presentation, feel free to type it in the chat box, or else after the session we'll open the floor for Q&A session, question and answers. So Australia as a destination, it's one of the key destinations when it comes to the English-speaking countries. This is the third most popular destination in the English-speaking countries. Why Australia? They have post-study work right after their studies. That means whoever who's studying undergraduate or postgraduate program, they will get minimum 2 years of post-study work right. This is an open work permit there where they can work unlimited and in any field. And also during the studies, they are allowed to do part-time work opportunities, which is 24 hours per week. And the minimum wage for part-time work is $24.1. That means this is a government standard, so no employee can pay less than $24 for an hour in Australia. And average starting salary for postgraduate student is 83,000 AUD per annum, and the employability of 96%. That means 96% of the students find their first job within 4 months after the graduation, which shows us how many employability, like how many capacity Australia has for international students, and how it is easy for international students to go there and go into this employment pathways, and then into the PR pathways. Also, dependents are allowed for the postgraduate programs. If someone is going for a 2-year master's program, they can take their dependents with them. And apart from student visa and post-study work right, there are many other visa skill routes available for Australia. Because even if they cannot go to the PR pathway just after their post-study work right, there are many other opportunities for them to remain in Australia. Like there are 482 visa, 192 visa. Likewise, there are many categories where they can stay after their studies, after their post-study work right. Recently, they have introduced this core skill list of 456 skills, where if they have a employee confirmation, they can apply for 4 years of work visa with just employment confirmation. And scholarship, when it comes to this Australia's destination, universities are very generous when it comes to the scholarship. Almost all the universities, they do have scholarship options for the right type of students. And Melbourne and Sydney are being number 5 and number 6 in the top best cities to study in the world, which shows us how great it is for international students. These are the latest changes in the immigration during last year. They have increased the living cost for 29,710. This is the living cost requirement for Australia. And the post-study work right age limit has been set to 35. Previously, this was 50, and now it is 35, which means international athletes start their masters by 32, unless if it is a research program or master's PhD program. And the minimum English language requirement has been set to IELTS 6.0 equivalent, which means even if a university waiver of IELTS or PTE, still immigration can request the English language requirement during the visa process. Therefore, it is crucial that students should understand that it is best practice for them to do IELTS or PT before during the application process or before they submit the visa, because in case if they are required to submit the IELTS or PT requirement during the visa application process, they should submit within 2 weeks, which put them in a little bit tough situation. Therefore, it's better to do their English language certificate before they lodge the visa. Also, genuine student criterion. Previously, this was GTE, genuine temporary entrant. It was replaced by genuine student criteria. The major change is this SOP being limited to 600 words. But this is kind of a good news because now we know exactly what immigration is looking from the student. They have given 4 set of questions to answer in the visa application, where we have to give the exact answer in a summarized version. And good news, there's no student cap for 2025. This was, there was a talk in past few months where Australia is trying to set a cap for student intake, but this was rejected by the parliament, and there won't be any student cap for 2025 intakes. The next one is one of the most important point, the ministerial direction for visa processing. Previous ministerial direction was 107, ministerial direction 107 was replaced by 111. The major change is now, previously the visa processing was based on the university's assessment level. If the assessment level is higher, they will get the priority processing for that specific university. Now it has been replaced with this MD111, which gives the every university the priority processing until they reach 80% of their capacity. So this means most of the small universities, like assessment level 2, 3 universities, will have the best opportunities because last like 3 or 4 weeks back, University of Western Australia received, and a student received an email from University of Western Australia saying that they have reached to 80% of their capacity, and now they won't be able to get that priority visa processing for their students. But universities like Charleston, they still haven't reached out to not even 50% of their capacity. So they still have the chance to grow through the entire year with the priority visa processing. Then the universities and intakes. Australia has 3 intakes. February and July are the main intakes, and there's a November intake for very specific programs like business and IT. And not all the universities will be available in this November intake. The main intakes are February and July. When it comes to deadline, there are no strict deadlines.
If I may add, please, because for the wider audience, there are there are 2 points which I want everybody to know about the market size of Indonesia as a country. We have noticed that 3,500 students have already anticipated and received their visas as of now, and we are still marking some more months to go for the financial year, which means, and this year, 2024-2025, will end up getting close to 4,000 Indonesian students flying from Indonesia to Australia with the acceptance rate of 99%, which means that if somebody is putting 100 applications for the visas, you're getting 99% of them visas automatically. And that is one thing which I want all of you as my audience to remember, because people think about US, UK, Canada. Well, the acceptance rate, nobody can beat Australia when it comes to acceptance rate. And when it comes to the living or the lifestyle that they have, it's pretty familiar to what we Asian are, commute to. So they don't have that struggle of going there and feel that they're isolated away from the world. It's pretty close by. They can travel back and if they want to. And that's one of the key factor for us to start thinking Australia as a destination. I'm really sorry, Chirath. I thought I just keep on jumping in between. Please go ahead.
That's really good news. So
you're very welcome. So
thanks, Rohit.
That means kind of visa is guaranteed for Indonesian students, so you don't really have to worry about getting visa accepted.
The opportunity is right now. Then go ahead, right?
Yeah. I mean, for your visa, as I was saying, some universities might have some closer deadlines, but for your safety, start your application at least 2-3 months prior to the course starting date. We'll tell you how this exactly the processing time goes in couple of slides ahead. These are the focus schools for Indonesian school students. Chartered University, this is based on Sydney. They have some regional campuses in Sydney, and also they have Melbourne and Sydney city campuses. Offer letter turnaround time is 2 to 3 days, and also the tuition fees are very affordable. The next one is Federation University. This is based out of Melbourne. The key selling point of Federation is they have pop-up program, which means paid internship for almost all the programs with them. So that means once the student pass out, they will get work experience, and also they will get paid for their work experience, so that they can use that money for their living cost or tuition fee, and use it wisely. Kaplan Business School, they have 6 campuses along 5 states, and also their tuition fees are very affordable. They have programs in business, IT, and accounting and finance. Their MBA program is one of the best in Australia, and also La Trobe is based in Melbourne. They have a Sydney campus also. La Trobe is also top 1% universities in the world, with various programs like cybersecurity, business data analytics, and engineering, health. They have almost all the programs with them. Torrens University, again, they have 6 campuses in 4 states, including Adelaide. If someone is looking for Adelaide-based campus, Torrens is one of the best universities in Adelaide. And also their hospitality management programs are ranked top in South Asia, like Australasia, which means Australia, New Zealand, and all these other. And University of Tasmania, this is a regional campus, and also they have a city campus in Melbourne. They are very famous for their agricultural and marine science related program. Western Sydney University, Sydney City campus. This is not the Parramatta campus, this is the city campus. And University of Notre Dame, Australia, they have good scholarship opportunities for international students, and also the tuition fees are affordable. And Victoria University, Sydney and Brisbane, those 2 campuses do offer 25% scholarship for all the students for this upcoming intakes. So if you are looking for an affordable program and affordable universities, for Victoria University, Kaplan Business School, and Chartered can be good options. Yes, Rohit? You're on mute.
Yes, Chirath, can you just go back to the last slide? I just want to add one point here. So the map which we have, the first slide, I guess. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Go back. Yes. Hey, so for the people who are probably new and probably want to add more data points to your own self, I'm just quickly going to mark it up. So if you see this New South Wales and Victoria, 93% of your students from Indonesia is traveling only these 2 destinations. So New South Wales and Victoria, which means Sydney and Melbourne. And there are some part which, of course, comes under it. So Western Sydney, Western Australia, South Australia, they are one of the biggest in terms of landmass, but you see a lot of attraction from your students, right? Now, when you were looking at all the names, from the offerings, you can get Charles Sturt University right here, right on the outskirts. We have a lot of our university based out of Sydney. We also have a lot of our university based out of Victoria as well. So the 2 campuses or the 2 cities which you need to be focusing today is Sydney and Melbourne. Here as well, which is your James Cook University, Brisbane. We also have Torrens here. We also have Torrens here as well. And then RMIT, which is again one of the most popular universities based out of Melbourne. So the idea for stealing that 1 minute from Chirath is so you can put name to the faces, name to the maps. That is really, really important. When you speak to your students, you should know that majority of Indonesian community is based out of New South Wales and Victoria. And I also want to recorrect the numbers which I've just noticed. So not 3,500. That you're sending close to about 7,000 student folks. I'm just trying to drag that new data which I've just got it today. So 7,000 Indonesian students, new students are traveling. I'm not saying somebody already in Australia, new students traveling from Indonesia to Australia. So I thought better to give you some answers here, and then I'll also writing some of into the chat box. Thank you, Chirath. That's 1 more. That's 1 minute.
Thanks, Rohit. Also, for those who do not know about the geography, Victoria, like the Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane are the main cities in Australia. So whoever who goes to these cities will get standard post-study work, right, which is 2 years. But whoever who's going to South Australia and Western Australia, Tasmania, Australian Capital Territory, where Canberra is located, these places will get additional post-study work rights. These are called regional areas, regional cities, and even in New South Wales, cities little bit away from Sydney, they will get like Charles University. They have 5 campuses which are regional. So you will get additional post-study work, right? And the benefit going to this regional campus is you can finish your degree in a low cost because living cost is very minimum there, and also you will get additional post-study work, right? You can work additional year, and also you will when you go for PR pathway, you will get additional points. So there are additional benefits when you go for a regional campus in Australia. So Australia, as I said, when it comes to the scholarship, Australia is one of the best destinations. These are some scholarships given by the universities. So you can see there are scholarships up to 50% for the right type of students. Some scholarships are given automatically for some students. For example, this Torrance, La Trobe University, this 15% scholarship. If you have more than 65% of GPA, you will get automatically this 15% scholarship. If they have more than 75%, you will get 20% of scholarship. If it is more than 85%, you will get 25% of scholarship. These are automatically assessed. As I said, Victoria University, Sydney and Brisbane, this 25% scholarship is automatic. Everyone will get this 25% scholarship. Likewise, Australia is very generous when it comes to scholarship. And if the students are with high GPA, like good academics, they are most likely to get a higher scholarship. Admissions process. In the beginning, we have to check the eligibility of the student. They have the correct type of academics, academic background, if they have good results, and if they have English language, and what they have been doing in the past, till date, the academic background, then study gaps. Once everything is okay, they can submit their application to the university, and usually within a week, they will get their conditional offer letter. Once they get their conditional offer letter, they have to submit the GS documents, which is genuine student requirements. So in this phase, the universities will check the students' financials, students' income, and their education and work background. Once everything is okay, the university will give you the unconditional offer letter, where you have to pay the first semester tuition fee plus overseas student health cover for the duration of your program. Once you pay your fees, within 3 days, you will get the COE, confirmation of enrollment, which is the document you require to for the visa process. So once you get the COE, we will launch the visa, and then the student required to go for medical test and VFS to provide their fingerprints, which is biometrics. This is the usual timeline for the Australian application. Once they submit their application, usually within 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, you will get your conditional offer letter. So once you submit all your financials and income documents, the university will give you the unconditional offer letter within 2 weeks. And once you make the tuition fee deposit, you will get your COE within 3 days. And the advisable time from the immigration for the visa processing is 8 weeks, which is 2 months. But usually we are experiencing 95% of the applications, visa applications, getting within 3 to 4 weeks, which is within 1 month. So calculating all these days, usually, it is better that you start your application at least 3 months prior to the course starting date. Rohit, you want to add something here?
Yes, Chirath. So, like Andrew, that you mentioned, obviously, section level one gives a lot of possibilities to work
Yes.
with, right? But as a global company, we need to be compliant ready. So when we sending any of your students to university for the GTE, we internally will do a lot of checks, right? And that it checks basically around the financials, maybe the work experience. When it comes to section level one, it's where we submit your application to High Commission. We have option to either upload those documents or not. But as a global compliance organization, I really want this to emphasize on it that even if you are level one, we as an organization, we're still expecting you to submit those documents, right?
Yeah,
And we
yes.
will make sure that we won't really stop a lot of your application only looking at, and I'm not going to do a stretchy investigation because we know that what is required to be in section level one. So I thought just to give you a heads up as a wider audience, so they all understand. And on the top of that, when you see the timeline of conditional to COE and visas, with Indonesian student, I can tell you if you give me all the documentation on time, I can guarantee you that your visas will be successful, your visas will be on time, and you can ask your students to pack their bags within 40 to 45 days by the time they submit the application with the ApplyBoard, right?
Okay.
So that's the kind of message I want everybody to learn in this meeting, that you need to be committed, you need to give right information to ApplyBoard, and the rest, leave this with me, leave this with Chirath, and leave this with my team. They are the
Okay.
only team member in ApplyBoard who will call you if they got stuck with anything. They will love to speak to you and learn from you guys because you are on the ground, you know more than everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that you understand this slide is all about the turnaround time and the speed. Apply, but also want to maintain that speed, but not with compromising way. We don't want to compromise on quality. We want to still want to maintain that sort of a high qualifications that we have been holding with university. That's one thing from me, Chirath.
Yeah. I mean, that is how you remain in
Nice.
assessment level one for a longer
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. I will explain a little bit to Indonesian audience here.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Ya, bro and sis, ini tetap ya walaupun kita level 1 tetap untuk laporan eh, keuangan itu tetap kita harus lampirkan dari bank itu ya. Jadi walaupun apa level 1 bukan berarti itu tidak kita eh, tidak kita lampirkan, tapi siap-siap tetap kita siapkan ya, Bro and Sis ya. Oke, oke, go ahead.
Thank you. So these are the basic documents we require to submit your application to the university to get a conditional offer letter. We need your passport. We need your academic documents from grade 10 onwards. If you have English language requirements like IELTS or PT ready, you can submit it along with the application. If not, still you can get a conditional offer letter without IELTS or PT. Same goes for statement of purpose. You can submit a application without SOP, but if you have any academic gaps, it's better to submit. And apart from this, number 5, the study gap documents is mainly for postgraduate students who have work experience. So we need their CV, their service letters, and last 3 months salary slips and the bank statement of the salary account. If a married student and spouse is traveling along with the applicant, the marriage should be at least a 1 year old for most of the universities, and the spouse should have a bachelor's equivalent qualification. And we need the spouse passport, CV, and their marriage certificate along with the application if the spouse is traveling with the student.
Chirath,
Yeah.
can you go back? Yes. Andrew, because
Yes.
obviously I don't speak Indonesian. I'm sure next time I will learn a little bit. But but can you please look at that that documents required? Do you think that we need to give some justification to the team, or are they okay with that? Is that the documents which you are expecting us to get from you?
Oh no, I mean they're asking about they have problem with the bank statement, right? The one that they
Mm-hmm.
questions like that. The one that they maybe they still don't have much money they provide in the bank. That problems.
Oh, no. So, so why do we need the bank statement entry? For example, if somebody is telling us that they have been working in the company, like for example, Umi is working with ApplyBoard, correct?
Mhm.
We just need to make sure that Umi is actually working in ApplyBoard. So what we're gonna do, probably we'll ask her to give maybe some certificate or maybe service letter or maybe salary which is being credited in her account. So that gives us a confidence that she's actually working. Okay. In
Yeah.
Indonesian, if you have
And
any other document which can prove that that student is actually working somewhere, we are happy about it. As I said, that we have been flexible in terms of learning from your own thing. So just don't worry about when we talking about this particular stuff, especially one second. When it comes to 3 months pay
bank
slip
statement. Bank
and the
statement?
bank statement,
Yeah, this one,
if
this one, yeah, this one.
if you all in this call can give me pay slips and email
Mhm.
address where we can send an email as a confirmation to get the work experience letter is legit or not, we don't need bank statement. Okay, I'm repeating it
Mm.
again for everybody understanding. So if you're sending us any profile, and if this profile has work experience, please give us one email address where we can verify that work experience along with the payslip. That's it. You do not have to submit any bank statement. Okay. We just want to make sure that we are getting the right student. That is the only
Okay.
thing that we need. Is it
Yeah.
is it clear, Andrew?
Yeah. Yes,
All
yes.
all
Yeah,
right.
paling
Let's go.
tidak. Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah, I will explain a little bit to the audience, right?
Yes, please.
yes.
Ya, ya, kalau Bro and Sis paling tidak uh, bisa memberikan 3 bulan ya payslip ya, 3 bulan payslip yang jelas, itu mungkin tidak perlu bank statement ya, seperti itu. Ya, so Rohit, this you means that bank statements not required if you have like 3 months payslips and rigid jobs, you think like that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I
that
think
you means, right?
Andre, Andre, you are doing better job than me in terms of explain.
It's
Okay,
okay.
so
Okay.
we don't need
Yeah.
a bank statement. The
Yeah.
only thing that we need is your payslip
Three
and
months payslip.
your
Okay.
email address of the employer,
Okay.
which we
Email
can
ini.
send that
Okay.
email and verify
Oke.
and
Dan
verify. That's
ya,
it.
dan juga email address dari pemberi kerja itu yang penting. Oke.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So this is the financial requirement for Australian universities and immigration. So usually you are supposed to have your first year cost of education with you as liquid cash. That means either savings account or a FD, fixed deposit. So how you calculate the financial requirements? You have to have your first year tuition fee, your overseas student health cover for the duration of your program, your first year living cost, and the travel cost. Travel cost and living cost will not change on the student or the city or the university. This is same for all the student. Living cost is 29,710. Travel cost is 2,000. And overseas student health cover will change little bit based on the duration of your program. And tuition fee will depend on your university and the program. For example, if someone is going for a 30,000 AUD annual tuition fee program, like master's program, a 2-year program, the requirement is you have to show your first year tuition fee, which is 30,000. Overseas student health cover will be around 1,400 to 1,500. Living cost 29,710 and travel cost 2,000. So altogether we have to show 63,110 AUD minimum. So it's better to have a little bit buffer for this requirement because sometimes the exchange rates will go up and down. So you have a safe amount of money in your account to show the immigration. I think, Andrew, if you can explain a little bit about the financial requirement to the audience, that would be great.
Ini paling tidak biaya pendidikannya sekitar 20.000 sampai 40.000 Australian dollar per year ya, Pro Insis.
Yes.
Terus ada OSHC ini insurance, untuk insurance ya, 1.400 sampai 2.800 Australian dollar per year, a year, right?
Yeah,
Insurance year, ya,
yeah.
per tahun 1.400 sampai 2.800 Australian dollar per year. And then the living cost is around 1 year living cost 29,710,
Okay.
right?
Yes, yes.
Ya, untuk living cost biaya hidupnya setahun sekitar 29.700 Australian dollar. Dan biaya travelingnya sekitar 2.000 Australian dollars. Oke, go ahead.
Thanks. So yeah, that's it
Yeah,
from.
we have a lot of questions right now.
Yes,
Yeah, maybe both of you can answer it. We start from first, right?
Yeah.
I will write down, and because they're in Indonesian, maybe.
Well, Andrew, I've
Yeah.
been copying and pasting and translating and
Yes.
answering it too also.
Yeah, that's good job then. Yeah, this the interesting questions from Bagas Bintang. Is every campus have a scholarship that you already spill a little bit, right? Right. There's some university have scholarships, and what major they have a lot needed in Australia? What major?
Andrew, I think when it comes to scholarship, it's
Yeah.
not just only the majors which has been required, it's an holistic approach.
No, I
If
mean,
you
here, or what major that in Australia needed, like for
to get the
example,
scholarship,
yeah. Oh, no, I mean, favorite major in Australia.
favorite majors, okay.
Yeah, that means
So
like that. I mean, what
look,
major they needed
Australia,
for work.
Andrew, as in it's an island, okay? So you'll
Yeah.
see water everywhere. On the same time, it's mining engineering is very, very famous. IT is
IT
very, very
also, IT,
popular.
right?
You can also see a lot of management and hospitality-based programs is pretty famous.
Okay.
Nursing and healthcare has been
Yes.
very, very popular. So if you're
Okay.
sending your students to nursing program,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you should not be worried about the
Getting
PR
PR, yeah.
possibilities.
Oh,
Anything,
okay.
which is around. Yeah. So these are some of the majors which I personally believe you should be talking to your students. Please do not
Also
give
agriculture.
applications. Agriculture is also pretty big. Yes, correct.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
So actually,
Bagas.
when it comes, Andrew, when it comes to the long-term skill shortage list, they have this engineering, IT, health, agriculture, and education being there for a long time. So that
Yes.
STEM, yeah, especially STEM, they're
Is
always
there.
needed.
yes.
Oke, ya itu ya Bagas ya, yang berhubungan dengan engineering, ya IT, nursing itu sangat dibutuhkan di sana. So, okay, next from Novalia. How's the work in Australia? Is there any position for what's called patri? Is position? Oh, how's the work in Australia? Is that
Well,
needed any positions that could what kind of positions?
It majorly depends on the student's qualification and the level of qualification. So usually, as I said earlier, like in the second slide, the employment rate in Australia is 96%. That means 96% of the students find their first job within 4 months after the graduation. So that means almost all that this is national average, this 96%. Some universities, they have higher average than this. So it means most of the students will get a relevant job in their field once they graduate. And also the average annual salary is around 86,000, which is
It is
about the national average. So students are getting well paid. and they will easily get into the jobs in their relevant field of study. Like for example, if someone is going for a nursing program, they will get the registration right away after their program. And nursing, they don't have to wait for a queues to get the employment. The hospitals and the companies will come to the universities and grab these students in. Likewise, mining, marine sciences, engineering, like most of these programs, they will have the work opportunities right away after their programs.
Okay. Thanks for the answering. And then next one from Elsin. Can we switch its WHP holder visa to student visa onshore? So no need to go back to our country, right?
No, actually, Andrew, I like
Oh,
this
you don't.
Well,
this was
practically,
possible last year,
Is it
and
possible?
but last year they have changed the requirement for this student visa. Now, whoever
Okay.
who's in temporary visa
you have
or
to go back.
another
Oh,
visa, they have to come out of Australia to apply for the student visa. They cannot go from tourist visa
Australia.
or
No
bridging
more.
visa or any other visa route to student visa from onshore.
So the regulation changing, right? So you
Yes,
cannot
Yes.
do that.
not
Well, if
Other
you
anymore.
speak
other
to Andrew, if you speak to any lawyer, they probably will say yes for everything. And well, I mean, we
Unfortunately not like that, right?
exactly,
Unfortunately.
not for that. So I'm make sure that your people don't feel disappointed with that. But idea is that
Yes.
students can opt out. I mean,
Yeah.
anytime they feel like, and then probably
Okay.
can jump back, in again.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
Andrew, another important update is a student
Yeah.
cannot change their program at
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
least till 6 months once they go to Australia. That means
Oh,
if they go for a particular university, at least they have to stay with that particular university for minimum 6 months, one
6 months.
intake.
Okay. Okay. Then
Uh,
they can change it.
I mean, they can, but usually I advised against that because
Not
if
do
they are
that.
looking for
Okay.
a long-term plan, like if they are looking
Don't
for
do that,
PR
right?
pathway,
Okay.
then these changing institutions will, look bad on their profile. So, the education is an investment, so they have their ultimate goals. So I would say personally, like focus on your goal rather than short-term financial gains. So, it will be better when you go for PR pathway if your history is clean and if you have good background.
Okay. So the next questions, how about oh, sorry. What about cookery programs? Set good programs to start?
Sorry, Andrew, you mean
Cookery.
cookery? Oh yes,
Yes.
hospitality is a big industry in Australia.
Yeah.
Like they do have hospitality management programs for undergraduate and postgraduate level. As I said, Torrance is one of the best in Australia for hospitality management programs. They have in-house in-house hotel where students can learn and practice at the same time. And these programs, like for undergraduate programs, they are giving 1 year paid internship during the program, and for masters they are giving 6 months paid internship
I
during their
think
program. So
I think
hospitality
Rohit
is one of the best
okay.
option. Rohit,
Rohit want to add.
Oh no, I just want to add something that I've got a call to pick in next 5 minutes. So would
Okay.
if Umi allow me, I know that she is making faces now, but if she'll allow me, that would that be okay if I let Chirath continue this call, and you guys can probably have more discussions if everybody's okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
It's fine, Rohit. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you so very much, Mr. Andrew. It's lovely putting name to your face, and I'll surely be come and meet you very soon.
Okay,
And
okay. No
thank
problem.
you, Umi, for organizing such a beautiful one for us. I'm
Yes,
sure
thanks
that
for
give
your
you
time.
a lot of visibility about Australia as a destination. You still have Chirath, one of the best, with
Okay.
you for the next 10-15 minutes. Try and utilize him as much as you can. I will let you
Okay.
folks Have an amazing evening, and I'll speak to you a little later. Okay?
Okay. Thanks,
Thanks,
Rohit,
Bye-bye.
Rohit.
for
Have a
your
nice
Bye.
day.
Thank you.
for your
Bye.
time.
Bye, Tommy. Bye.
Okay, we still continue. Okay, Chirath.
Yeah.
So, from this question from Elsin Olivia, do we have to enroll in a accredited university to have a big chances to PR granted? Rather,
Yes,
what do you think?
actually, Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
there's a system in Australia called
Mm-hmm.
CRICOS.
Mm-hmm.
Like international students can enroll only for this CRICOS registered institute
Mm-hmm.
and the programs.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, there's a regulation like in that. But apart from that, program when it comes to the programs, some programs are accredited in some universities. Like most of the universities, they are accredited with that relevant body. For example, if it is IT program, it is accredited by the Australian Computer Society (ACS). So if this program is accredited by a professional body, when they are going for a PR pathway, it will be a benefit for them because these professional bodies will have a maximum opportunity to get a job and also get the PR also. So yes, not all the universities, all the programs are accredited by their
By
relevant
A,
bodies, but
yeah.
we can find universities as
So actually, what do you think about the university that have a level 1, 2, or 3? What do you think with that?
Yeah. So actually, this matrix comes with
Yeah.
risk assessment. So
Yes.
since Indonesia is assessment level 1 country, it's
Mhm.
okay for them to go for any level
Any kind of level.
institute.
Okay.
But imagine someone from level 3 country applying for a level 3 university.
Mhm.
It makes high risk.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
not for Indonesia, but others should have to worry about it a little bit. But Indonesia, it's okay.
Yeah, but we need to choose, right? No, the last, I mean, the okay one is level 2 is okay, yeah, right?
Yes,
That's
that's why.
better.
I mean, higher the
Yeah,
university
higher the
assessment
chances
level, higher
also.
the risk. So that's why
Okay.
it's better to go for assessment level 1, 2
Yeah,
universities.
yeah. Okay. And then the next one question from Justin. This is he asking with Indonesian languages. My age is like 34 and high school graduated. And now the only pathway I think I use a student visa. And student visa is for him is pretty expensive and
Okay.
also it's hard to get the graduate visa, right? Because the age problems.
Yes, Andrew,
That's
you are correct.
the
So
ones
now with
that
the post-study work, right, it's been limited. Whoever who applying for post-study work, right,
Mhm.
they should be less than 35. That means at least they should start their degree by 32. But
Yeah.
this requirement will not affect for masters by research and PhD students. So
Oh,
if
okay.
you have any good students with good academic backgrounds, good
Mhm.
IELTS, good research background, they can still apply for masters by research programs and
Oh,
they will get their post-study work.
also, although they just high school graduated, because this is a high school graduated 30
Oh,
and then
no. Then
34.
high
No,
school
there's
graduated,
no
they
chance,
should
right?
no chance. Like
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ini untuk umur ya ada gap masalah di umur 34 masih lulusan SMA. Paling nggak harus ke master ya. Uh, So what the solution? For study, they have no solutions, right?
yes, I
Yes.
mean since the study gap is too long, like
Yeah.
probably
That's
they must be having
the tricky one from the new regulation because yeah, you just until 35, right? No more than
yes.
35 to get master
Yeah,
degree,
I think Andrew,
right?
Rohit has already answered most of
Oh,
the question.
yeah.
And
Oh,
also,
okay.
Andrew, mature students will not be encouraged to apply for bachelor's
Mhm,
program since
mhm.
it's
Yeah.
from HSC. The next stage for
Yes.
me is bachelor's program.
Yeah.
But bachelor's program, the universities do not encourage mature students to come and learn in the same environment as there are small kids, because
Yeah.
this slang age barrier might create some problems
Yeah.
in.
But these are the questions for the, is that from Utami. The 485 visa for master degree research is eligible for an exemption of up to 50. Is that
50
correct?
years.
Yeah,
Yes,
is that
that is
correct?
correct.
Yes. For master degrees.
Yes,
So you
master's by
need to be
research.
master is okay, right?
Yes, but the student should have a research proposal ready with them.
Just for how about the course master? Of course, this cannot for course project.
No,
No,
it's
Course
for
is
course
no,
project
master
also
program.
okay. So just for research.
research and
Okay, bro,
PhD.
is hanya untuk research, master research yang bisa
And also
sampai umur
PhD.
50. Ya,
Yes, it's
And
same for
also
PhD.
PhD.
Yes.
also PhD, yeah, of course PhD. Okay, the next one. Uh, from Dewi, if I have work experience at mining surveyor, I'm still unsure whether to pursue a master degree or a working holiday visa. If I choose the WHV, will my work experience still be valuable or will it feel wasted? So what do you think?
Actually, Andrew, I'm not, licensed to
Yeah,
provide
yes,
a
for
work visa related
WHV, right?
immigration related
And this
Yeah.
also have been answered by Rohit too.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. So I mean,
okay.
yes, I mean there are pathways for international, like students to migrate, like not students, like people to migrate to Australia. Like there are pathways, but we are only focusing on study route, which is the which we are allowed to talk.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the questions for Harry. Uh I'm meant for about the age of 36 years. Oh, this is about the talk about the how to use the student visa that we already discussed about the master degree, right?
Yes.
36 ke master.
Yeah, masters by research.
Yes. Okay, and then the
But
second one
it's like
asking
this,
about
Andrew. So
what?
there are some universities, like University of Tasmania, they would
Oh, okay.
accept students up to 35, 36 may be also okay. But the thing is, the student will not get the post-study work right. So they have
Oh, yeah, that's the tricky things, yeah, for
yes,
the work permit. They don't get the work permit, right? At that
yes.
age. That's the problems. Yeah. Okay, the second questions,
Andrew, the question is more on the visa matter.
yeah, this is for
The
visa, for work
work
visa, right?
visa matter.
So you're
So
not allowed
we are not,
to
yeah, we are
to
not a
answer it,
person.
right?
Yeah.
Oke. Untuk kerjaan, untuk mengenai pekerjaan, Bro and Sis, maaf, mereka bukan registered ini ya, consultant ya, jadi tidak bisa memberikan informasi tentang pekerjaan, tapi lebih ke studi yang akan memberikan post work permit, post work visa ya setelah studi. So you can just give information about the after student finish you can get the post work visa, which is 485 things. Just until there, right?
Yes.
There is one question.
Yeah.
It says, jika lulusan SMK, apakah bisa melanjutkan S1 di sana? So, SMK is which level and S1 is which level? Can you explain that to Shirath for this
Oh,
question?
wait, which one?
From Santi Nur Hayati.
The one that before Harry?
Yes, the one that before Harry.
Oh, okay. This is about the high school graduate. Actually, SMK means like uh vocational vocational high school. So
Okay.
vocational. So it's no problem. Yeah,
No.
can do a bachelor, right?
Yes, yes. If it is
Yeah.
a recognized recognized institute by the government,
Yeah, yes. This is
then
no problem. Ini lulusan SMK bisa. As long as the age 12 or below 30 is okay. Ya, selama umurnya umur untuk bachelor. For bachelor, is it how maximum the age is?
usually it's 21. Above
21.
21, it's case by case. So the
Okay.
university will assess because the academic when it comes to the undergraduate program, usually universities check the study gap. So the
Oh,
study gap
okay.
should be less than 1 year. That means from the last highest qualification,
Yeah.
they should apply within 12 months, within a year.
Okay. Yes,
So whoever who's exceeding 21, they might have some gaps in between. So we have to justify it's case by case, depending on the profile we can advise.
Okay. Yeah, this is the next question. I am bachelor degree, graduate bachelor degree, and I have age is 35, so it's okay for apply master. Yeah, for master of research, it's okay, right?
Yes,
Yes,
like
this is master of research.
even as I said, the Tasmania would be okay to take students up until 35.
Okay.
But the thing is, they won't get the
Yeah,
post-study
no,
work, right?
yeah.
So
So this
if they want
tricky.
post-study work, right? Yes, masters by research is the option.
Master by research is the good
Yeah, they
pathway.
will get 3 years of post-study work visa minimum, and
Anywhere. It's anywhere, right? As long as master of research.
yes.
Okay. Next question for scholarship like AAS or LPDP, the requirement is to return to Indonesia after graduation. Does that mean I cannot pursue a career there? I don't know. The LPDP have their own regulation, so we
Is
don't know
this
about it.
for the students above 35, right?
No, this is scholarship that from Indonesian I think
Okay,
from
the
Indonesian
Indonesian
government,
government
yeah,
scholarship.
LPDP with Australia. So the regulation always changing that whether the student can go back. I mean, not go back to Indonesia or go back Indonesia. So
Yes,
yeah,
it depends on the contract that you
depend
sign
on the
with that.
contract at that time, right?
Yeah.
Tergantung sis. Will it better to work first while doing my master degree there?
Like what Andrew said, that it will depends on the
Depend on the
contract with
situation and contract.
the LPDP.
Ya, oke, that sangat bergantung dari kontraknya dengan LPDP ya, sis. Oke, so I have some questions. That I mean, which part of Indonesian community the biggest community in Australia actually? Right?
Sydney,
Sydney
yes.
the biggest one because
Then
a lot
Melbourne,
big cities, right? And then the
yes.
second one, Melbourne. How about Perth? Perth still
Perth is kind of fourth in line.
Yeah.
It's good for mining programs, engineering programs, and IT programs also.
Oh, okay.
But usually, like most of the students, like if they are going for a business management or that hospitality management, that kind of programs, it's usually those industries are based around Sydney, Melbourne.
I mean the city already packed, right? Even like for maybe like PR programs is and
Yes.
they're challenging. So actually, do you have any any regions that still good for Indonesian
Yes, Andrew.
students?
Yes. So as I
Where is
said,
it?
when it comes to PR, these regional destinations will give additional benefit for the international students. They will get additional PR points, and also there are regional programs which attract international students, like the skill migration.
Yeah.
So it's depending on the student's choice majorly, but there are opportunities lies around these regional areas.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean if you are going to Sydney, you won't get the PR. If you have the right kind of work experience, if you have the right amount of education and qualifications, getting PR is easy in Australia.
Okay, they still have opportunity, right? Okay. Bro, since they have some questions here, you can feel free, drop it here.
Actually, a PR is kind of a numbers game. So
Mhm.
there are required, like it's a point-based system. So you have to earn certain number of points to get the PR. So
To
you
get
will
PR,
get your
yeah,
points
okay.
for age,
Yeah,
qualifications
yeah,
in Australia,
yeah,
IELTS requirement,
yeah.
age, and like many other categories where you can earn points. So if you have, all the other things figured out, then going for a city campus won't be an issue. But if you are low on some points, let's say if you're low on, if your age is high and your qualifications are limited, then these additional PR points might give you a boost up, getting the PR. So depending on your,
Situations.
qualifications, yes, situations.
Okay. Okay, there are some questions here, bro and sis. Yes, is it correct that regular means cities or area which is not Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane?
Yes,
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 yeah.
correct.
For example, which regional area that not too many people, I mean it's not too many.
I mean, so it's like this, Andrew. Let's say like Melbourne is a city, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
1.5 away from Melbourne, there's a city called Geelong, right?
Oh,
So
I
Geelong is
never.
regional,
Oh, this already. Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
even if they are living in a regional area, they can come just taking 1 hour 30 minutes ride from
Oh, okay.
regional area to the main city to a
Yeah.
job, to do any kind of things and come back to their regional area. So regional area doesn't mean that it is isolated, like it's less populated. At the same time,
Yeah.
because of
Not
that,
like that.
you will get your accommodation in very low cost.
Oh,
So
okay.
Melbourne accommodation will be around 1,200, but
Yeah.
in Geelong it will be around 500, 600.
Oh, although just 1 hours, I mean,
Yes,
wow,
exactly.
wow,
So
that's good.
yes. So, I mean, this is like majorly for
Mhm.
undergraduate students. I would recommend them to go for a regional area
Okay. Yeah.
because they won't have much work experience. Like they
Yeah.
will do like, even if they are living in the city, they won't get high paid jobs, like, good jobs, like clerical jobs. So living in a regional area with low cost, completing your degree in a low cost would be beneficial for them.
Mhm.
And after that, once they get into the PR pathway, they can travel to any city and any location.
Yeah. Correct. Okay. Yeah, we're already in talk already one hour, right? Yeah. A lot of things to discuss, but
Yes.
the time were almost there, and maybe oh, this is a question from Elsin. The last one, okay? Is PERT include regional area best for PR pathway? What do you think? Yeah,
Yes, Perth is
it's
a
good, huh?
regional area,
Mhm.
and it's good for
Yeah,
students
yeah.
in the PR
Why?
pathway. But as I said, uh, it would be beneficial for some type of students. Like if you are a engineering students, if you're an
Okay.
IT students, Perth would be a good option. But let's say if you're going for a hospitality management program, Perth
Mm-hmm.
might not be the best place for you because
Mm-hmm.
usually the tourist attractions are around Brisbane, Sydney, in Victoria,
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
areas.
I
So
heard
depending,
Brisbane also good, right? I mean,
yes, it
there's
is
a
like Brisbane,
one
like
of
2032 Olympic is going to happen in Brisbane.
yeah.
So there will be many jobs around Brisbane for international
Okay.
students.
Yeah, that's one of good city also to go. I mean, to study beside the
Exactly.
Perth, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the questions. And so for Sirat and Umi, what your closing statements?
Yeah. My closing
Okay.
statement
Yeah.
would be like Australia is one of the best destinations for you to study, to get your qualifications, and also if you are looking for PR pathway, it's the right kind of destination because English is the main language. You won't have any problems, speaking learning another language to uh, in Australia. And also Australia is like majorly depending on international students because if you take 2024 statistics, 1 out of 3 people is born outside Australia. So that is how Australia is developed. So they need international students, they need immigrants to run their country.
Okay.
So because of that, they are like, international students play a huge role in that. And whoever who's, smart enough to use that pathway and can make easily go into citizenship in Australia if you do your, programs right, if you do studies well, if you do not break any laws, right?
Yeah,
And
sure.
focus on your endpoint rather than gaining a little bit of monetary advantages along the way. Focus on your end goal. If your focus like end goal is getting a PR, getting a
Yeah.
citizenship, then it's better to have a clean history,
Yeah.
right? So that would be my advice.
Super. And how's Umi's?
For me, jangan tunggu lagi.
Yeah.
Go contact Mapper Corp.
Yeah.
Start submitting your application now.
Yeah, because he's still level 1, right? That's the
Yeah.
opportunity. Big
Yes, that's a lot
opportunity,
of
bro.
opportunity for
Yes,
you
correct.
to grab in Australia. Go ahead, go
Yeah.
contact Mapper Corp as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Thank you so much. Ya, Bro and Sis, itu sekilas dari kami ya. Kalau ada pertanyaan, bisa langsung ke kita, ke saya, Nutris, ada Sis Utami, ada Bro Iwan, yang bisa membantu Bro and Sis sekalian ya. Dan keep tune di YouTube kita maupun di Instagram ya. Next kita juga ngadain in position terus. Dan untuk Australia sekarang waktunya ya kita pas di level 1 jadi Bro and Sis langsung lah, nggak usah pikir lama-lama lagi.